Do you ever sleep? No. That is not healthy. Neither is eating shawarma at 11 every night.
Two young men walked into Nile University carrying completely different futures. One came from Lugbe with only one pair of shoes, a scholarship letter, and a promise he had made to his late mother. The other arrived from Maitama in a luxury SUV with a suitcase that cost more than some families earned in a year. Everyone believed they already knew how both stories would end. They were wrong, because 5 years later, one of those young men would risk millions of naira on an impossible dream. The other would discover something that doctors had searched for over decades. But before any of that happened, they had to survive rejection, failure, loss, and a decision that almost destroyed everything. This is the shape of belief. Nile University. Every new semester brought fresh faces, bigger dreams, and silent competition. Students judged one another before classes even began. The expensive clothes, the cheap phones, the accents, the cars. Everyone belonged somewhere, or so they believed. Malik Husman didn't attract attention. He never tried to. At 20 years old, he had already learned that the quietest person in the room often carried the heaviest burden. He came from Lugbe, on the outskirts of Abuja. His clothes were always clean but simple. His backpack had been repaired more than once. Every naira mattered. Every opportunity mattered even more. He had earned a scholarship through discipline, sacrifice, and countless sleepless nights. Failure was never an option, not because he feared disappointing himself, but because there was nobody waiting to rescue him if he failed. Across campus, another student was becoming the center of attention for completely different reasons. Theo Adeyemi, son of one of Abuja's wealthiest medical entrepreneurs. His arrival caused whispers before he even stepped out of the vehicle. Some admired him, others envied him. Many assumed his life had already been written, rich, comfortable, successful. Nobody imagined that behind the confidence was a young man still searching for purpose. Fate had a strange sense of humor, because these two young men were assigned the same hostel room. Neither of them looked happy about it. Malik entered first, carrying a faded backpack over one shoulder. The room was exactly what he expected. 2 metal bunk beds, peeling paint, an old ceiling fan that complained every time it turned, a cracked window that refused to close properly. Home. A few minutes later, expensive luggage rolled across the floor. Malik looked up. Standing in the doorway was Theo. He stared around the room in complete disbelief. His eyes stopped on a dark patch spreading across one wall. "You've got to be kidding me." Malik followed his gaze. "Oh, the mold?" Theo blinked. "You know it's there." Malik shrugged. "It's been there since I moved in." Theo frowned. "And you just live with it?" Malik placed his bag beside the bed. "It doesn't charge rent." For 2 long seconds, Theo simply stared at him. Then he burst into laughter. Malik tried not to smile, but failed. Neither of them realized it then, that awkward conversation would become the beginning of a friendship capable of changing both of their lives forever. Life as roommates. At first, nothing about them matched. While other students relaxed after lectures, Malik disappeared into the library. While others planned parties, he solved practice questions. While most students slept, the light from Malik's study lamp still shone beneath the hostel door. Books became his closest companions. Research papers filled his desk. Coffee replaced sleep. Theo watched all of this with endless amusement. One night, shortly after midnight, he leaned over the upper bunk. "Malik." No answer. "Do you ever sleep?" Without looking away from his laptop, Malik answered quietly.
No, Theo laughed. That's not healthy. Malik finally looked up. Neither is eating shawarma at 11 every night. Theo placed a hand dramatically across his chest. First of all, that was uncalled for. For the first time in days, Malik laughed. Small conversations slowly became longer ones. Football arguments lasted hours. Assignments became easier when they worked together. Long walks back from lectures turned into discussions about life, family, ambition, and the future. Without either of them noticing, strangers became friends. But there was one thing Theo still couldn't understand. Malik never stopped studying. Not during weekends, not during holidays, not even after exams. It was as if he were chasing something nobody else could see. And one rainy evening, Theo finally asked why. The question that changed everything. Rain hammered against the hostel windows. Most students had traveled home for the weekend. The corridors were unusually quiet. Theo lay on his bed, scrolling absent-mindedly through his phone. Across the room, Malik was surrounded by books, medical journals, research papers, genetics textbooks. Theo watched him for almost 5 minutes before speaking. "You've been reading the same subject for years." Malik nodded. "I know. But why?" This time, Malik didn't answer immediately. He slowly removed his glasses. His eyes drifted toward the rain outside. For a long moment, the room became silent. Then he spoke. "My mother." Theo lowered his phone. It was the first time Malik had ever mentioned her. The silence that followed felt different, not uncomfortable, respectful. Malik swallowed before continuing. "My father died before I was born." Theo sat upright. "I didn't know." There wasn't much to know. His voice carried no anger, only acceptance. "It was just my mother and me." Another pause, then memories returned. He remembered watching her lie in a dark room while terrible migraine stole days from her life. He remembered countless hospital visits, different doctors, different medicines, promises that things would improve. Sometimes they did, then the pain always came back. And when asthma attacks joined the battle, everything became worse. As a child, Malik believed doctors could fix anything. Growing older taught him otherwise. He looked down at the research papers covering his desk. "When she died during my first year at university," his voice almost disappeared. "I realized there were questions nobody was trying hard enough to answer." Theo listened without interrupting. For the first time since they met, there were no jokes, no teasing, no laughter. Only two young men sitting quietly inside a tiny hostel room while rain fell over Abuja. Malik picked up one research paper. What if some severe migraines aren't responding to treatment because of genetics? Theo frowned thoughtfully. What if there's something doctors aren't looking for? The words kept coming. Years of ideas poured out. Research possibilities, medical theories, dreams that sounded impossible. Theo said nothing. He simply listened. Half an hour passed before Malik finally stopped speaking. He looked embarrassed. "I've probably bored you." Theo slowly shook his head. Then he asked one simple question. A question that neither of them would ever forget. How much would it cost to prove you are right? Malik laughed softly. "More money than either of us has." Theo smiled. "Speak for yourself." Malik rolled his eyes. "I'm serious." Theo's smile disappeared. "So am I." Neither of them knew it yet, but that conversation inside a small hostel room would begin a journey that would test friendship, challenge belief, and one day
save lives.